Hi everyone, it's Al. I've been asked from a lot of you out there best way to save money on heating and electric bills. They are going up colossal and we've got to look at ways to cut that down. First of all, if you are in the UK, then you're rather lucky because although we do have huge bills here and the energy companies do keep putting them up, you can apply to whatever your supplier is, whatever your utility company is, and ask to have roof insulation and cavity wall installation put into your house. Now if you're on benefits, lucky you haven't got to pay a thing, so do get it sorted because this can save you a lot of money. If you're not, it's not very dear, it's very cheap because it's heavily subsidised by the energy company, so it's very cheap to have put in if you're not on benefits anyway, so still get it done, because believe me, with your roof insulated with the proper amount of insulation, which is quite thick these days, and your cavity walls insulated if that's possible in the house you live in, you can save up to £300 a year, okay, on your energy bill. That's quite a lot, and what you've got to remember is that you just keep on saving that year after year, so please do get that done if you live in the UK. What about if you don't? Okay, or you've had that done already and you want to look at further ways to save money. Listen, now I'm going to take you through a few things. Heating, ways to save on that. I mean, I think one of the main ways, and a very easy way, is this. Now look, there is a room thermostat, okay. All you got to do, listen, turn that stat down. Normally that's set on 21, but if you just turn it 1 degree to 20 degrees, you will save a lot of money over the year. Believe me, that 1 degree makes a hell of a difference, and we're talking quite a bit of money here. If you can afford to take it down to 19, well, obviously twice as much again. I mean, I always leave mine on 20. It wasn't 21 then, my wife had switched it up, but I leave it on 20 and it usually does keep that bill down. Now it won't come on quite as often as usual because it's down a little bit more. If you do find it's too cold, well, fair enough, you know, don't worry, put it back. But also dress sensibly. Today I've got a t-shirt on. Now don't go around the house with t-shirt and jeans on. If it's cold, put a woolly jumper on, put a cardigan on, dress sensibly, jeans. Don't go around in shorts and t-shirt. I've got this on today because I've been doing some jobs that got a bit warm, so I'm taking it off. Another easy one. Now look, today is a bright sunny day. Fantastic. Now make sure in the daytime all your windows and curtains are open. Open every curtain and let that sun in, because believe me, there's a lot of radiated heat even in the winter that will warm your house through. So make sure your curtains are back, let that sun shine in when it's there, and let it warm the rooms. That is all free energy, okay. You haven't got to pay for it, it's dead free. Other thing, at night, as soon as the sun is gone and it starts to cool down, get those curtains shut as quickly as possible. Get them drawn over, because once again, you will save money if you draw those curtains. You know, I mean, if you've got big windows like I have, I've got these big windows here. They are quite big, and I've got patio doors out the back. They require the curtains pulled at night because a lot of cold air is going to come in from those windows there, okay, and make that room cold. Other funny things that sound a bit odd, in your front room at night, even if you just have a gas fire, I mean, I've got a gas fire down there, although I've got central heating. Another thing to do would be put the gas fire on, but only for the first hour to warm the room up. Let it warm the room up if it's cold, and put your telly on. Now, I know most of you will anyway, you'll be watching telly, that's what you've gone in for. If you've got a family of 4 or 5 of you as well and you all go in to watch the telly, the funny thing is you will warm the room up, just your body heat and having a telly on. Okay, the telly gives a lot of heat off, especially these big flat panel jobs. There's a lot of heat coming off of those kiddos, and you can use it to keep your room warm. So shut the doors and, you know, let that run, and you find then once the room is warm, turn your gas fire off, and you should find you can just let it run with the TV, and it will be quite warm enough to keep you going for a good few hours. And another tip, if you don't find that's enough and you still need your gas fire on low, well, before you go to bed, say it's an hour, you're watching something, it's an hour left to run, you know you're going to go to bed after that, turn the gas fire off then, because the room will take a good hour to come down in temperature anyway, and by then you'll be going to bed and you'll have saved an hour's worth of gas on the fire. It only gets too stuffy if you keep running it in the front room anyway when you're all sat there. I find it gets way too stuffy. I have to keep a window cracked open, which also is something you should do with a gas fire. Okay, I know most of you will have vents, but make sure that if you are running a gas fire, there's a window cracked open somewhere. I know you don't want the cold air in, but please believe me, you've got to let a little bit in with a gas fire. Okay, so that's just another funny thing that I want to look at. Now, there's something else I just want to show you. This one often gets overlooked because it's something that you should notice. If you've got children especially and they've got mobile phones, you may find that they're on charge most of the time, which is fine, but when they're not, like this one here, you can see him there. Now, make sure they're not left on. People think that because there's not a phone plugged in here, that it's not using any energy, but in actual fact it is. The fact that the switch is on like so means that that little transformer that is in that device is working. It doesn't matter whether your phone's plugged in the other end or not. You are using energy, you are using power through that plug. Okay, so get them off. Make sure, if you've got loads of these around the house, especially in the children's bedroom if they've got phones, you'll probably find you've got to go around after them switching everything off anyway. And whatever you do, if they go out in the morning and you took them to school and you know what they're like, just make sure, go in their bedroom and turn everything off. Turn all their power supplies off, because there'll be remotes left on. And this is the other thing I want to talk to you about. Now, if I put this TV on here, now, because I put it on, it's actually on. There's a little remote there. You can see the light just flashing, which means there's power to this TV. It's obviously only in remote mode, but it's still using power. I know a lot of people think, once the thing's off, that it's off, but it's not. You're using power still to keep that. And when you push the remote, it obviously fires all on. But leaving that on all day 24/7 is going to cost you money as well. So turn them off at the wall switch. Okay, that's the answer. All remotes, all controls, go mad. It sounds mad, but at the end of the day, go round and switch them off, because they use energy and they're going to cost you money. So it's simple tips really. I'm not after anything that's going to cost you any money with these tips. They're just logical things to look at. And obviously with central heating, people do say, should I leave the heating on all day and just let it work off the remote controller, off the thermostat? But again, honestly, don't do that. If you're not at home or you're out, leave it off. And if you know every day you're going to be at work for 5 days, no one's going to be in the house, then just set the heating to come on about an hour before you come home. So when you get home, the house is nice and warm. It hasn't been on all day. And then it will tick over for the evening. And then, again, like the gas fire scenario, before you go to bed, switch your heating off a good hour before you go, so that you're saving money again, because it'll take that long for the house to even begin to come down in temperature once you've got it warm. And again, you'll save fuel that way. And in the morning, if you're just going out to work, if you can afford to do it without having the heating come on for half an hour, do it. If not, obviously put it on, but just let it go for half an hour to get warm, hour, and then have it going off so that it's gone off for the day. That again will save you money. So they're all logical, simple little things. Oh yes, they are. They're small things, but they all add up. Okay, and I think at the end of the day, we can all make quite a considerable saving just by being on our toes. Okay, that's about it. I just wanted to go through that one with you and explain simply and easy how it doesn't cost you anything to save a lot of money on your heating and electric bills. Okay, thanks very much for watching in. Derek and 33, all my videos. Thanks again. Bye bye.